Miss Alessandra here from the Weston Public Library, and today you are joining me for Imagine That Science. And this week's summer theme is animals, so we're going to be doing an animal science experiment. And it is called Giraffe Skin. So we're going to be making our own giraffe skin to learn about capillary action. The only things that you need for this are paper towels, some type of space to do this. If you have a paper plate or newspapers or table you don't mind painting on, that's fine. You need some paint. I'm going to be using these. If you have watercolor paint at home, that's the best to use, but I'm going to turn these into watered paint by adding water to it. So that's what I have in this cup is water and then a paintbrush. So the colors I chose were colors that I thought were really kind of giraffe spot colors. But you can choose any colors that you want. If you want to do purples and blues and pinks, that's certainly fine as well. So if you want to learn how to make your own giraffe skin and learn about capillary action, which I'm going to explain in just a moment, stay tuned and get your supplies. We're going to get ready to do our giraffe skin. And what I did was I just put my paper towels on a paper plate because I know I'm going to be using some watercolor paint. And I went and grabbed an old egg carton just to put my paint inside. It's a good way to hold your paint in the different holders where the eggs would be. And I have my 4 colors that I'm going to be using. Because I don't have watercolor paint, I'm going to add a little water to each of those by just dropping in a little bit of water. And then I'll mix it so it becomes a little bit watered down. Okay. And this experiment is called giraffe skin, but a fun fact about giraffe skin is that it is mostly gray, even though we see lots of yellow, brown, and even orange colors. Their skin itself is actually mostly gray. And another fun fact about giraffes is that every giraffe, their spots and their pattern is different, just like us with our fingerprints. Every giraffe has their own individual spot prints. So those are just some fun facts about giraffes. Today our experiment is called Giraffe Skin. We're going to be using watercolors and our paper towels to illustrate some capillary action. And what capillary action is it's the ability of a liquid to flow. See how this paper towel has a design? So capillary action is the ability of a liquid to flow into narrow spaces. So it's going to flow into these little spaces. You'll see the colored water go between the ridges on the paper towel. And this is what we're going to experiment with today. So if you have your paints ready, I'm going to just, like I said, make these into watercolor paints. I'm just going to make sure my paint is off before I mix the next one. If you have watercolor paints, you won't have to put some water in here, but I didn't have watercolor paint, so I just added a little bit of water into the paints I did have. Just mixing these guys up a little bit to make them more water-based. And all right, we're basically ready here. So now what's going to happen is I'm going to place a little bit of color onto our paper towel. And you're going to see the color spread. See how it's spreading already? So I'm going to do that in various spots. Just pushing it down in various spots. The more water-based it is, the more spreading it will do. Okay, moving on to another color. Here we go. See how it's spreading? Oop. It just spreads out. That's why when we clean up with paper towels, we'll see that it spreads into the ridges of the paper towel. I'm gonna do some brown now. Do you see the colors spreading? This is what is called capillary action. It is the same concept of walking water, where the water travels up a paper towel. So it's just spreading it out. Like I said, the more of a water-based paint you have, the more it will spread. I'm gonna see if we can get a little more here. This one's very watery, this paint that I just picked up. So it's just, it spreads a little bit until the water runs out. And I'm just going in various spots that's still open to put some color in. And you just see the color spread a little bit on our paper towel. So that is my giraffe skin. As we see, I was doing small dots, and the paint was spreading into the ridges of the paper towel. That's what the capillary action is, and it does look like a little bit of a giraffe skin. So if you do this in other colors, maybe purples and blues, it'll look different, but that is the basic concept of today's science experiment. I have another paper towel here, so I'm going to do another one really quick. Okay. And again, just going to show you right when I touch it. Ooh, can't do it while I'm holding it up. Let's see. So do you see the spread? There we go. And it will just continue spreading until that water runs out. So I'm just doing, ready, let's see, spread, spread, that one didn't spread as much. So when you pick up water with your paper towel, that water would spread into the ridges of the paper towel, and that's what is called capillary action, which is today's science experiment. We used in this giraffe skin. So just to show, I'm gonna dip my my paintbrush in the water and just put water on so you can see. See how it automatically just grows? Even if I did it from the bottom, you'll see it grow out. It's hard to do if I'm holding it up, but it spreads. So that is our giraffe skin experiment. I hope you enjoyed it. If you made a giraffe skin, I would love to see pictures of it, and you can email me at apetrino@westonct.gov. I hope you guys had fun with this, and I hope you get something really cool out of this that maybe you can hang up, and you learned a little bit about giraffes. So enjoy, and I'll see you next week.